Before we start, lift up or pick up anything around you. This, this is a matter. Matter has mass and it occupies space. Let us understand matter has mass. Here, the amount of substance is more. Here, the amount of substance is less. The amount of substance is called mass. Matter has mass. Next, matter occupies space. Let us understand. Here, this is the space available in the plate. Let us accommodate one by one bottles into it. 1, 2, 3. I cannot accommodate the fourth bottle in it because the space available is occupied by this substance. Matter occupies space. Here we finish the definition of matter. Matter has mass and it occupies space. Next, states of matter. There are 3 states of matter: solid, liquid and gaseous state. Third, let us understand the characteristics of solid. 2 we have already done. Third, volume. Here, the space occupied by this bottle is more. Here, the space occupied by this bottle is less. The space occupied is more, so the volume is more. The space occupied is less, so the volume is less. Solids have definite volume. Let us understand the next characteristics: compressibility. Here, if I press it, the glass cannot change the shape. The original shape of the glass is retained. Solids are non-compressible. There are some exceptions. Here, the sponge. It is compressible, but still it's a solid because it regains its shape. It comes back to its original shape. So, solids are non-compressible. Next, solids have n number of shapes. If you consider this kind of shape, let us see the number of surface areas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This kind of shape has 6 surface area. Like this, for different shapes, you can have different number of surface areas. Next, diffusibility. What is diffusibility? Now, I have this water and water over here. I can mix the 2 waters. This water could be mixed into this water. This is called diffusion. Mixing of 2 things is called diffusion. But this does not take place in case of solids. Consider this bottle and this bottle. They cannot get mixed into each other. So solids are not diffusible. A diffusion property is the least in solids. Here we completed the characteristics of solid. Now let us revise what we did in characteristics of solid. Solids have definite mass. Solids have definite shape. Solids have definite volume. Solids are non-compressible. Solids have n number of surface areas. Solids are non-diffusible. Here we complete the characteristics of solids. Now, let us understand the particles in gaseous state. The particles in gaseous state, there are 4 points to remember. First, the arrangement of particles. The particles are far away from each other. Second point, the space between the particles is maximum. The space between the particles is maximum, so the particles can move around in any direction. Because they can move in any direction, they possess energy. The energy due to movement is called kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is the highest. So force of attraction is least. This is how particles in gaseous state are explained. 4 points I'll repeat. First of all, you need to speak about the arrangement of the particles. The particles are far away from each other. Second point, you need to speak about the space between the two particles. That is also called interparticular space. The space between the two particles is maximum, or the interparticle space is maximum. Because the interparticle space is maximum, the movement of the particles is maximum. Due to movement of the particles gain the energy. The energy is called kinetic energy. And lastly, the fourth point, the force of attraction becomes the least. So this is how particles in gaseous state is explained. Now next, interconversion of state of matter. What is this interconversion of state of matter? Solid changes to liquid, liquid changes to gas, and gas changes to liquid, liquid again changes to solid. Or the change of state of matter from one to another is called interconversion of state of matter. Or in simple words, interconversion is change of matter from one state to another and back to its original state. Here, let us understand how the gas turns to liquid and how liquid turns to solid. When gas turns to liquid, it is called condensation. It is also called liquefaction. Let us understand the reason on the basis of particular nature. Here in gas, first of all, we need to speak about the energy. So the energy is more initially. We need to cool it down. If we want to change the state from gaseous state to the liquid state, we need to change the energy, because we already saw that the energy in the gaseous state is more. So on cooling, when you cool the gaseous state, what happens? The particles which were moving in all the direction in speed, so what happens? The particles, they will lose energy due to cooling. Due to cooling, when energy is lost, kinetic energy is released, kinetic energy becomes less. So the movement is slowed down. The movement is slowed down and the particles, they come close to each other. When the particles come close to each other, force of attraction increases and gas changes to solid, gas changes to liquid, and here the change of state takes place. I hope you have understood. Same thing happens when liquid changes to solid. Liquid, first you have to cool it. Initially the particles are moving. When it is cooled, energy is given out. Due to giving off the energy, the particles movement is stopped. The particles come closer to each other. Due to coming closer to each other, the interparticular force of attraction increases, and here the change of state takes place. I hope you have understood. And your homework, you need to find out the reason for the process of melting and the process of boiling. And you also need to find out the particulate nature in solid and gaseous state. Thank you.